Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5 minute or less video. I have a whole team of former IRS agents on staff. I worked for IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. I have worked about 10,000 cases. I'm an expert in IRS resolution matters. I welcome you to go to my website. I've been in the national news many times. I just sit like this and blast out videos. Many of them are kind of public service to help you. If you want to use me, you can. I just sit home and boom. Anyway, I want to, oh, by the way, my website is 777irs.com. You can see my videos and, more importantly, my team. So if you got an IRS tax bill, really, what is your next step and what do you have to do? So as a former IRS agent, I was one of those people who was the mean guy. I would knock on the door, or I'd take your house, take your car, send out bank levies and wage garnishments, all because nobody responded. But let me tell you and try to help you if you have a tax bill. At some point in time, you're going to have to respond to that tax bill. You are going to get a series of notices. You're going to get your first notice to CP14, then the 501, CP503, CP504, and then your 1058 letter. At some point in time when you get that tax bill, you're going to have to go ahead and respond. The CP14 and the 504 and the 503 are kind of nice letters, but each letter they kind of ramp up, they ramp up, and then the 504 comes and it says, hey, we're going to levy and start garnishing if you don't do anything about this. So what you really need to do is understand what the process is if you owe a tax bill and what's going to happen. First of all, you should file all your tax returns, because as a former agent, the first thing I would ask for is to make sure all your returns are filed. Second, IRS may ask for a financial statement. You have the ability to go online and set up a payment plan yourself. If you can pay this off with payments on a regular basis, and you don't actually need to hire anybody, you can do that. But for many people who can't do that, there's three options. Your IRS will look at your case if you call them, and they'll put you into currently non-collectible or hardship. They've looked at your financial statement, they determined you really can't pay the money. What's the pro and con about that? Well, the pro is you go ahead and IRS doesn't collect your case for a couple years. The con is it comes out later at some time and they re-review it, penalties and interest run, and they continue to grab your refund. What you do so they don't take your refund is make sure you adjust your W-4 so they don't get your refund. Number two, they can put you into a payment plan based on their national standard program. What people don't know about IRS, when you call them, they have a national standards program which says these are the expenses we're allowing you to take. Sorry, I got a little bit of the flu left. So at the end of the day, you better know the national standard program, because IRS is going to dictate to you what you can take for food and clothing, housing and utilities, car payments, and car operation. There's a chart, and you can just find that chart yourself by Googling it. IRS national standards for food and clothing, housing and utilities, car operation, and car payments. Then you can possibly file an offer and compromise to settle your debt. But before you're saying, gee, that's a great idea, let's settle the debt, I don't want to pay it in full, you have to make sure you qualify. I used to work that program. Don't be calling anybody. You may want to call us or someone that's trusted, because the offer and compromise is not for everyone. If you have the money to pay the tax and equity and assets, they're not going to settle for any less. So if you don't, you may qualify for an offer and compromise. If you're going to do that, you want to speak either to an enrolled agent, a CPA, or an attorney. Why? Those are the only people that are licensed to call IRS on your behalf. We do that every single day. The offer is not for everybody. There's a pre-qualifier tool IRS puts out on their website. Not that it's the good end all, but it's a good ballpark to see if you qualify. Don't be looking and following the ads to settle the debt, settle the debt. Most of these are scam companies and you will get ripped off. I used to approve offers and compromise by the IRS. If you're thinking of or contemplating on using somebody other than us, you want to make sure you give them the IRS financial statement so they know, so that person can see if that offer is going to be approved. The IRS offer financial statement is the 433 OIC. So anyway, if you have a tax bill, you need to contemplate how you're going to pay it. You got to contemplate when you're going to pay. And lastly, and most important, if you're self-employed, you've got to start making ES payments. The two questions IRS is going to want to make sure and ask you is, are you current on your taxes for this year? That's 2023, and have all tax returns be filed. Anyway, give me a subscription. I hope this answers some questions. I'm always available by text or email, but I appreciate the subscription. Why do we need subscriptions? Someone once asked me that. YouTube goes ahead and rates us on subscriptions. That's why we ask for them. If not, I wouldn't need to ask for them. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it.